What's going on, world? How we doing today? All right, so I want to talk about credibility right quick. So last night we had a great show. We had the very first edition of we had the very first edition of the Asthma Check on Let's Talk About It, and there was some great stuff that came out of there. All right, and one of the things that we talked about was the why, the why. The why gets a lot of folks, and a lot of folks perceive when a person asks them why as disrespect or someone questioning them. All right. So today I wanted to talk about credibility. Let's talk about why the why. Okay. So I think we have to start this talk with credibility. And we have to look at, where does credibility come from? Where does it come from? Because why is it that some people have more credibility than others? And I think this is a very simple thing we're talking about here. Like when we really break it down and we look at it. So credibility is like a piggy bank, and this is how I heard. Can't remember who it was, but somebody explained it to me this way. They said, "Look, credibility is like a piggy bank, all right. And every time you do something that is good, or you follow through with your word, like you tell somebody you're gonna do something, you do it. Uh, you make somebody a promise and you follow through with it. People don't have to go behind you and check. They just know that they trust you. Your word is your bond. All of those things build upon your credibility. And if you can't do those simple things right there, like being a trustworthy person, then credibility is going to be crap. Now, look, like I said in the beginning, credibility is like a piggy bank. So every time you do one of those little things, guess what happens? You put money into the piggy bank, and you put more. It's like putting change into that piggy bank. You put more and more and more. All right. So after a while, you got a pretty large amount of money saved up in this little credibility piggy bank. Now, things are going to happen where you're going to meet challenges in life, and life happens. So sometimes you can't follow through with what you said, but there's a fix to that. When you can't follow through with it, you let that person know, hey, look, I can't follow through with X because of X. That's how we combat that. It's too easy. Like, your word is your bond. That's your credibility. Now, we were talking today. I said we're going to talk about the why, right? Why the why, right? So here we go. There's that credibility piece that we just talked about. Now let's talk about the why. Now, we also got this thing that we call buy-in. I believe a lot of times you have leaders that try to get an individual to buy into their vision before they buy into them. Now, you can't get a person, like if you get a person to buy into the vision before they buy into you, they're not going to follow you. If they buy into you but don't buy into the vision, they'll follow you. They'll follow you. They'll try to get you to change your mind, but they'll follow you. But you have to get people to buy into you. How do you do that? You do that through influence. Influence is simply you adding value to somebody else's life. You showing somebody that you care. You showing them that you care. All right. When we go out here and we say, hey, look, um, like you always hear people say, like, you got to touch somebody's heart before you ask them for a hand. Let them know that you care. Like, I'm here to help you. I'm here to make sure that you're good. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. I'm gonna make sure that you're good. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm never gonna leave you out there flapping. That's where you get buy-in from. It's that simple. Taking care of people. That's how you get buy-in. Take care of them. You know, People can see through bull crap. And if that's what you got going on, they're gonna see through it. Now, that's the buy-in piece. That's how you get influence. You adding value to people's lives. You're helping people. That's how you get influence. Now, we're getting to this why. So, first of all, if my credibility is crap because I don't follow through with my word, I'm all over the place, I'm not consistent, then guess what? There goes buy-in. I don't got no credibility, because that credibility piece is going to get you to the buy-in. You got to work that credibility and that influence at the same time to get the buy-in. I almost want to go and say credibility and freaking influence equals buy-in. That's kind of where I want to go with it. Like, because if you're a credible person, like if you meet somebody, there's a certain level of trust that you're gonna give them out the gate. You're gonna say like, all right, you know, we got this person here. We're gonna see what they're about. But right now, they like at 50%. And you got, one or two things gonna happen. They're gonna get more credibility, and that 50% gonna go up to 100%. You can be like, yep, this is a stand-up woman or man right here. Or it's gonna go lower. And you're gonna be like, well, you know what? Let's joke about 25%. I don't know. I wouldn't put my time there. So there it is. All right. So we talked about the credibility, the buy-in. Excuse me. So we talked about the credibility and we talked about the buy-in. The credibility and the influence, which equals the buy-in. All right. So let's talk about that why. Now we talked about your credibility being jacked up. We talked about having people not buying to you, i.e., they don't like you. They don't like you because you're not credible. You're not doing the things that you're saying. Like Sergeant Major Griffin said, your audio ain't matching your video. You saying one thing, but you doing something completely different. That's why they don't like you. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the why. Now that I've painted this picture, hopefully you can see why you have people asking you why. This is why your credibility is shot. You got to work on that credibility. You got to work on that character. Okay. Now, Sarah Green brought up a very good point last night. She said, if you explain why to a person long enough, they won't ask you why. The one time when you're busy and you can't explain it. Look at that. She just talked about credibility. You got credibility. If you look at it like this, if your credit's jacked up, is the bank gonna loan you any money? So why is it that we sit here and expect people to follow us when our dang on credibility is our credit and it's jacked up? They ain't gonna follow you. The bank won't loan you money when your credit's jacked up. So why do you expect people to follow you when your credibility credit is jacked up? It's the same thing. And how do you get your credit fixed? You get your credit fixed because you got to have that consistency. You got to go back and you got to start paying them bills on time, paying off all that debt you owe. But in our world, the way you fix that credit is you go back and you find them people that you wronged and you apologize. You show them, like, I've seen the errors in my ways and now I'm trying to straighten up and fly right. I don't like the person I was yesterday. I'm going to become somebody new. I'm going to become somebody better because that person who I was ain't getting me the way I need to go in life. That person who I was ain't who I want to be. And the last time I checked, I'm at the steering wheel of this car right here and I'm going to change it. This is why we get the why. And we threw another one at y'all last night. I said, and I've been saying this for quite some times, and I talked with the professional SGL, and he's been saying the same thing. And look, if you replace the word purpose with why, would it not be the exact same thing? Is purpose not explaining to somebody or giving somebody understanding what it is that they're doing? Purpose and why, same thing. So why is it that people get so upset when a person asks why? I think when you have jokers asking why, you need to do a self-assessment and look inside and say, am I doing a good enough job at explaining the purpose? Because we say purpose, direction, motivation, right? That's the three things we say: purpose, direction, motivation, in that order. So if we are explaining the purpose, if we're getting clear and concise purpose, should there be a reason for why? All right. So that's where I'm at today. Okay. So consistency plus influence equals buy-in. All right. Your credibility plus influence equals buy-in. Your credibility is your credit. It's your leadership credit. Your credibility is your leadership credit. All right. If you choose, if you choose to not capitalize on that and keep that credit good and good standing, people are going to ask you why. You're not going to get buy-in and people are not going to follow you. All right, world, once again, Richard Green here. I just wanted to come to y'all this morning and talk to y'all about the credibility bank. Your credibility is your leadership credit score. That's what it is. That's all your credibility is. This is your leadership credit score. So look inside, do a deep look, and say, hey, what does my leadership credit score look like? Because if you got a bad credit score, it affects your buying power. Your buying power is your influence. Okay? All right, everybody. We love y'all. Everybody be blessed. Once again, it's Richard Green here, just coming to y'all. If you need anything, reach out. And as always, life is a choice, and we're dependent on you to choose well.